Hey there, this is Dr. Chris Grimbalis from Always and Forever Ministries, just taking another moment in terms of encouraging married couples regarding making the most of their marriage. It's a great privilege to be here with you today, and I'm thankful that you're taking the time to watch this short devotional. It's our goal, it's our desire to help married couples make the most of their marriage, have the best marriage that they can before the Lord. And so every one of these is meant to be a help and an encouragement to your marriage. Today we're going to talk about keeping good company. When you after you met your spouse, husbands met your wives met your husband, you began the ritual that most people call dating. It may have been dating, it may have been courting, but there was a time when you spent drawing closer and getting to know one another. So that being said, when you were dating and probably into the early years of your marriage, it's pretty likely that you enjoyed spending time with your spouse more than you enjoyed spending time with anyone else. You did things together. You went here together, there together. Even if it was just out for coffee, or if it was to the fanciest restaurant in town, or just dinner and a movie, whatever. Okay, you did things together, and you enjoyed spending that time together. And really, it almost didn't matter what you did. It was just the fact that you were doing it together. You even learned to really enjoy the things that your mate was into. Your mate was a huge football fan. So ladies, your husband was really into football. So you took time to get to know what his favorite team was and a little bit about the game of football, or the other way around. Okay, maybe she was a field hockey coach at the local school, so you got into field hockey. You learned what your wife was doing regarding field hockey and got into it, or maybe she liked hiking and you weren't necessarily the biggest outdoorsman in the world, but you learned to like hiking because she liked hiking. Or he loved fishing and you decided to get into fishing, young lady, because he loved fishing. Whatever it was, you learned to enjoy the things that your mate was into. That's the way it was. Time, however, does not stand still. It never does. Work changes, hours change, obligations change, responsibilities change. If you have children, that obviously upsets the whole dynamic within your household. The things you used to do, you may still want to do those things, but the busyness of life and the obligations and responsibilities of life just seem to get in the way. Okay. Time together in the morning over coffee became sound bites in between the gulps of the coffee, passing along agendas and instructions for the day, rather than engaging in real and meaningful conversation, rather than taking the time to enjoy one another. Date nights got replaced by putting the kids to bed at the end of a long day. The company you once shared with one another has been replaced by desiring the company of a good night's sleep before you rinse and repeat the next morning. It impacts every area of your relationship, including your intimate life. This really isn't what God had in mind when He committed you to one another. Author Craig Gorshall put it this way: without some fun and a little romance, marriage can devolve into something more like a business relationship. It would seem, if you will, that as the pressures of life come crashing in on the bliss of your marriage, maybe there's times you just forget to have fun together. We forget that we need to work at marriage. We need to make marriage a priority, and we can have a lot of fun doing that. Song of Solomon gives us a verse that might help us as a reminder. Song of Solomon chapter 7 and verse 11 says, Come, my beloved, let us go forth into the field, and let us lodge in the villages. In this verse, it would seem like Solomon was looking for a little bit of face-to-face time, face-to-face fun with his wife. Let us go forth into the field. Let us lodge in the villages. Let's take a little time together. Let me take off the crown, leave it on the throne, and you and I, we're going. Okay? That's basically what it seems like Solomon's saying here. Okay? We should want the same. We should want that in our marriages. Fun in our marriages should not be considered a luxury, but a requirement. Something we need to help carry the marriage forward. This means you need to find a way to adjust your schedule so that the two of you can keep good company. Well, who do you keep good company with? Each other. Each other. Keeping good company with each other isn't something that should be a once a year occurrence. Or we can do that. Well, when can we do that? On the 12th of never. That's not the way it should be. We should want some fun in our marriages, and we should make it happen. Why? Because once upon a time, we thought keeping good company was all the time that we got to spend with the person we're now married to. That shouldn't change. You should want to keep good company with the person that you're married to. Keeping good company is a great way to make the most of your marriage. Thank you for watching Making the Most of Your Marriage. Go to alwaysforeverministries.org. There's other devotionals there, and we'd like to encourage you to sign up for our regular newsletter. You can do that again at alwaysforeverministries.org. Now go out there and have a great marriage on purpose. Thank you for watching today.